So what do I actually eat as a dietitian, a busy business owner, and a bonus adult to 3 tween and teens? Stick around because that's what we're going to discuss in today's Nutrition Coffee Chat. So grab your favorite beverage and join me. And while you're at it, click the subscription button below and the little notification bell so that you get everything you need to create healthy eating habits that stick. Well, it has been a hot minute since I last sat down to connect with you. You may notice that the background here has changed. Yes, I have moved. Oh my goodness, so much in my life has changed. And yeah, it's been a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot. I moved cities to recombine households with my partner, and he has kids from previous relationship, and 3 of them live with us pretty much full time now, 3 boys, and they are in the tween and teen years. So things are busy, and they have been a lot as we've adjusted, as I've gotten used to a new city. But you haven't been far from my mind. I've wanted to sit down with you, and I've tried to sit down with you so many times to connect with you here on YouTube, and it just hasn't happened. I mean, hey, for all of my fellow full-time working, parenting folks, you get it. I actually sat down 7 times in November to film with you, and every time something happened. Somebody was sick and had to come home from school. I was sick. Oh my goodness, so many things happened that I didn't get a chance to film with you. So I'm really, really excited to be here with you today to reconnect. And I really think that I'm going to be able to join you once a month again. That's my intention. We'll see if the family dynamics make it so that it can be so. But with that, what is on your mind? What topics have you got questions about? Would you like me to cover? Share that in the comment section below as I start planning what I'm going to be sharing with you here in 2025. But considering all of that, for many years I was doing cookbook reviews. I thought, hey, what would be great for me to share with you? What have I actually been making? What have I been feeding the whole crew when time is crunched? There's so much going on. What recipes have I gone back to again and again and again? Here is what is actually stuck. What cookbooks did I bother even moving here? Which ones am I going to? And getting into every week, every month, what have I been cooking for the family? And I'm sharing that with you because I'm still seeing my one-to-one individual clients, and what people are asking me for is, I want to eat healthy, I've got a busy life, what the heck do I actually make on a day-to-day basis to make that happen? And so that's why I do love a cookbook. That's why I did the cookbook reviews back in the day, because it's like, great, I know I need to eat more protein, I need to eat my vegetables, but what do I actually make to do that the kids will actually eat? Or in my busy life, even if I'm living solo, yeah, I need to be making meals. There's no kitchen fairy making meals for me. What do I make to have this goal of being healthy, having good nutrition come to fruition? And that's why I love a cookbook, because sometimes when the idea of Googling is just overwhelming, you get into overwhelm, you shut down, and you make the same 3 meals over and over again. So that's why I love a cookbook, because it's finite, but there's inspiration and concrete ideas in there. So I thought, yeah, what cookbooks have I actually used and recipes have I actually been making that have been family favorites here? And if any of the cookbooks do interest you, I've got the links for them in the description box below here. So let's go through. Old school style, we're gonna go through each cookbook one by one, and I'll share with you what recipes have been family faves. Because maybe you've already bought these from previous reviews I've done. Let's dive in. Okay, I'm going to cover my cookbook last. So let's start with Plant Magic, Desiree Nielsen, fellow dietitian here. Oh, and before I jump in, just like to be in the spirit of true transparency, let you know this is not a sponsored video at all. I bought all of these cookbooks with my own money and share my real reviews here. And so yeah, top favorites, what am I making? I do love all of Desiree's cookbooks. This is the one that I keep picking up again and again, her most recent one, Plant Magic, specifically for 2 recipes that are huge hits in the household. The first one is cumin lime black bean burgers. It's amazing, and it's a vegan cookbook, vegan recipe, and getting black beans into the kiddos. It comes together really quick if you have a food processor, and yeah, huge fan of this recipe. Everybody loves them. I even do the pickled onions, and they're a hit. Some kids love them, some and us too, and some of the kiddos omit the onions. And then the other recipe that we use all the time, sweet and spicy lentil sloppy joes with pickle slaw. And here's the photo for that one there. Again, a sloppy joe is a classic one. This one with lentils comes together really quick. And I also quite love this one because, hey, feeding 3 teen and tween boys in this day and age, food is expensive, and a can of lentils is fairly inexpensive. So I do love this recipe. Not only is it a family favorite, and it's got great nutrition, but it's budget friendly too. So love this one. Okay, another cookbook that is a recipe in this cookbook that I've gone back to again and again, Time to Eat by Nadia Hussein. And the one that really the family loves here is the prawn melee rice. I think she's got it in her lunch section, but I make it for dinner, and I really love it because you put the things together. I don't do the fried egg on top option. You put it together, you put it in the pot, and it just kind of magically comes together, and a lot of great pantry staples. I can use frozen prawns, frozen green peas, and I do put much more green peas in the recipe than it calls for to bump up our veggies. But great pantry staples, great in a pinch when you've got a busy day kind of recipe there. So that's a fantastic one. And I should say, in our household, we eat a lot of plant-based meals, but we do eat, we are omnivorous there. So in case, starting off with Desiree's, it's a plant-based one, thinking perhaps this is going to be 100% vegan, not going to be that. And so, yes, we do eat omnivorous there with a strong bent towards plant-based. Okay, surprise, surprise, an ottolenghi recipe is in my regular repertoire, which, hey, I only ever got into the ottolenghi simple. I love his flavor profiles, but oh my goodness, so much work. That most of even his simple book here are special occasion meals, maybe Christmas or once a year type of meals. But there is one recipe that I go back to again and again and again, and it is a vegan one, the curried lentil, tomato, and coconut soup. I don't know that there's a picture. Oh, page 51 here on the bottom. Yes, okay. It's this one here. I love it. Again, it comes together very fast. It's made with pantry staples, and we do use one of the fresh ingredients in it is cilantro stems. And I love that because we eat a lot of cilantro in our household and often have the stems left over. And so this is one of those great, minimizing food waste type of recipes. There's red lentils, there's coconut milk, there's canned tomatoes, and cilantro stems. So it's a great kind of pantry meal, using up scraps type of recipe, which are fantastic for the budget, but also, again, just quick go-to meals. Love that, and a great vegan one there. Okay, moving away from the vegan to this cookbook, Superfood by Joy Bauer. The recipe that I go back to again and again and again, I make it at least a couple times a month, is this one, loaded bell pepper nachos. This is a fantastic recipe. Again, I've done some adaptations. We don't do the jalapenos in the household, and I mix it up. Sometimes I have lentils, sometimes I have black beans, sometimes I have ground turkey, sometimes I might have ground meat. I can mix it up in there, but it's a great one. And I just don't call it a nacho. If you call it a nacho, people are disappointed. If you call it easy stuffed bell peppers, it's a delicious recipe. All the kids in the household love it, and I can make a big sheet pan of it and have even some leftovers. Hey, I love a leftover, but it's hard to make get enough of a big enough recipe to actually have leftovers in my household. And so I'll serve this with some rice, and it's a great kind of one pan meal. Its colors are great, and it gets kids eating the bell peppers and lots of veggies, which is awesome. And just again, a really versatile recipe there. So awesome go-to one. Okay, Dinner Uncomplicated by Claire Tansey. Here, 2 recipes that are go-tos. One is it's nice to have just a basic beef stew, winter Sundays, get it going, let it cook away in the oven. And I found that this is a nice, great staple. This one here, rosemary beef stew, crowd favorite for the family. Another one that I've turned to here is the lemony braised leeks in her sides here. Leeks, we grow beautiful ones where I live here, and yet they're a really undersung vegetable here, like an unsung vegetable. People often just skip right past them. And so again, often quite inexpensive that way, and they're delicious. And preparing them this way, they are fan favorite in the household. So great side dish there. Okay. Next cookbook here is This Kitchen is for Dancing by Carleen Karst. You see I have a strong bent for Canadians. I like to support our fellow Canadians here. And I use her 2 recipes for pasta sauces that are vegan Alfredo kind of dupes. The family household here loves an Alfredo sauce, but I want to often bump up the nutritional value. And so her cashew cream sauce, and I love her sunflower seed Alfredo sauce. Sunflower seeds, again, often much more budget friendly than cashews. Really handy. I'll just soak those and then make the sauce with pasta with maybe some frozen peas. And really great recipe for the fam. The fam loves, the family loves a pasta. And so 2 great ways to get lots of some nutrition packed in with just a creamy sauce. Okay, Oh She Glows for dinner. I do quite like the Oh She Glows recipe line. Heard multiple cookbooks, but I find the for dinner one is the one that I go to. A few recipes that I've made sometimes, but so far the biggest hit one and the one that I've made again and again is the Dreamy Peanut Butter Crunch Veggie Noodle Bowls. Again, it's a different format of pasta. She calls for either soba noodles or regular spaghetti. I'd love to say that I use the soba noodles, but quite frankly, it ends up being spaghetti most of the time because that's what's in my pantry. But this is a big favorite amongst all the folks, even including my partner, who isn't a peanut butter fan. He didn't grow up in North America, and so peanut butter, like on a sandwich, things like that, he never really came around to, just wasn't part of his culture. But an Asian kind of influenced peanut sauce, he's a fan of. The kids all love this. They just tuck right into all those vegetables. When you've got a bowl of noodles there and all those colors, the kids just tuck right in. It's great. Okay, another different noodle dish comes from Half Baked Harvest, super simple, by Tegan Gerard there. And this cookbook was recommended by one of you folks, you viewers there. I hadn't heard of her before. And the recipe that I go back to again and again is this Thai basil beef recipe. It comes together super quick. I really bump up the shaved carrots on there, all the different fresh herbs. Again, we love the cilantro in this household, the green onions, the carrots the kids love. I let them pile the veggies on top and kind of build their own bowl there. Again, a noodle base. The kids in this household love a noodle. And so it's just great to be offering them noodles quite often, but really changing up, the different cuisine styles, the different different sauces, the different proteins, the different veggies that are going with them there. Yeah, I change up whatever fresh, sometimes there's fresh mint, sometimes there's cilantro, basil. I switch up the herbs that are happening there so that I'm interested, but also it's quite versatile that way. And so those are the different cookbooks that I really go to. And then the last one, of course, is my own cookbook. And you can see here, I just really turn to this cookbook a lot. And it's not because it's my own cookbook there, but it's really because when I created this cookbook, I captured my already go-to recipes. So it is an honest reflection of my go-to recipes. And so of course they continue to be my go-to recipes, but now you know what they are. It would be an hour-long video, I think, if I went through each and every one. But a few kind of quick ones here that I go through. Lemon garlic roast chicken. Instead of buying a whole chicken, I buy the whole chicken but in pieces. Or you can even just get legs and thighs and different pieces that way. Roast it in a roasting pan. It's like almost no ingredients. Garlic, lemon, olive oil, that's about it. You put it in the oven, you almost forget about it. It is the easiest dish there, and I'll often make two to fill that oven because, again, we go through a lot of food. But it's just so wonderful to have such an easy recipe there. One of my recipes in here that is a big batch meal, big hit, is the split pea soup with ham recipe in there. Again, just really inexpensive pantry staples and a huge hit with the family. Okay, switching right ahead here to some others. Salmon cakes. Is probably twice a month I make salmon cakes in the household. I serve it with rice and I mix up the veggies. It might be those lemony leeks. It might be some of the veggies that I'm mentioning coming up here. And one of our kiddos in our household doesn't like salmon, but he likes the salmon cakes. So whenever I see canned salmon on sale, I stock up and then I'll reach for that. So again, pantry staple recipe that is just a really good go-to and family favorite. Okay, moving along here, vegetarian borscht, another big batch meal, getting beans and lentils and beets and cabbage and all these great veggies in wonderful winter meal. Makes a big batch, so I actually have leftovers from it and the kiddos love it. So hey, getting kids to love eating beans and beets and cabbage and all those types of veggies, it's a hit. Okay. Coconut red lentils. I've already mentioned Ottolenghi's red lentil soup. That's a big hit, but also my own coconut red lentils. Again, comes together super fast. This recipe serves 4 as I have it in the book, so I usually am doubling it for the household. Doesn't make leftovers even, but really quick and versatile and pantry easy, pantry staple recipe. Vegetable frittata. Again, switching up the veggies in there. You bake it in the egg. We got a little sprinkled cheese on top. It's a great way to get some veggies in the kids. Okay, got more pasta dishes here. We've heard lots of pasta dishes. I'm not going to bother sharing those with you. You already know we're big pasta eaters in the household here. But yeah, lots of great pasta recipes. Roasted Brussels sprouts with cumin and ginger. I make this one all winter long. The kiddos, I thought, the first time I made it, I wasn't sure if I knew us adults would like it. I did some roasted carrots that I thought the kids would also like. The oven's on, might as well throw some carrots in there. And lo and behold, the kiddos love the roasted Brussels sprouts too. So yes, feels like a real win as a dietitian that the kids are loving roasted Brussels sprouts. So we're doing lots of that. Okay. A couple of recipes that I do mostly for myself. The kids aren't really big into salads, but often for lunch I'll eat leftovers, but I need to bump up the veggies with it. So all winter long I do build your own slaws. So I might especially again I have food processor with the grater blade, I'll throw a cabbage through there, maybe some apple, maybe carrot, maybe beet, mixing it up, and just put that in the fridge, and I'll use it throughout the week to kind of round out meals there for myself, to just kind of bump up the veggie component, particularly if it's having leftovers. Love that. I also, all winter long, will often roast some extra beets and make my super easy beet salad. Again, you just keep the beets in the fridge, you make the dressing right before you eat it, and it's a great kind of just go-to way to bump up the veggies for myself. Okay, red cabbage with apple and cloves. Again, might think that cabbage is a hard sell for kiddos, but this one with the apples and the cloves, there's a little bit of cinnamon in there as well. Those are favorite herbs and favorite spices, and apple makes it sweet, so it naturally has like a sweetness there that is a great flavor profile for the kids, and so they happily eat the red cabbage with that. Same with the roasted cauliflower. Raw cauliflower, not a big hit in the household here, but roasted cauliflower with cumin and ginger is a big hit. Oh, I think I said cumin and ginger with the Brussels sprouts. Sorry about that. It's the Brussels sprouts come with paprika in the roasted, and then the cauliflowers with the cumin and ginger. So apologize for that, but yes, also a big hit in the household here. And so yeah, round that out there. So those are the recipes that I have been going to since the summer, when I've been having this onslaught fall with rejoining households and going from living solo to living with tweens and teens, and cooking en masse, and while I'm also running my business and living my busy life. So I hope that was helpful for you. Again, if you liked today, please click the thumbs up button below. And if there's some topics you'd love me to discuss in upcoming months' videos, please share that in the comment box below. I'm so excited to be reconnecting with you here, and I want to share something that'll be valuable for you. Have a great week, and I will see you next time.